So I'm out here at the wonderfully beautiful garden center called Prairie Perennials, and I'm here with Rick Naylor. And Rick, I think what we're going to be talking about, I'm going to let you clarify it, is containers of sorts, but conifers in containers, right?
Right, that and just, this time of year, not everybody, but most people's pots are tired.
Right.
You just want to pull everything out. It's either dead or it's just going dormant. And they don't look very good. Well, that doesn't really necessarily have to be the case. If you use the right plant material this time of year, you can have wonderful pots for the holidays.
Because when I look down at either one of these containers, I do see, of course, a conifer or two within them, but it's not just a bunch of annuals that give, a smash of color. These are colorful and yet a variety of things.
Right, and they'll even look good in the summer, spring, summer. You can use these all year. Of course, you can't necessarily leave things in a container forever because they're going to outgrow it and you'll want to put some of the stuff in the yard eventually. But these are good for a couple of years.
And all of this stuff in these containers is hardy.
Right, absolutely. We've got some black scallop ajuga here, and we have the Forever Blue Sempervivum.
Beautiful.
Both grow very slowly, and they're not going to fill up the container too fast. We have Forever Red Heuchera, and then do have one conifer in here that's Little Marquis, which is a Hinoki cypress that is a dwarf and only grows 3 to 4 inches a year.
And so let me ask you a quick question on that. Throughout my history in the horticulture industry, we have sold things based on their size and what they will ultimately be. And I think sometimes we have possibly misled people because nature never stops growing, so it's something else that we should pay attention to on miniature and dwarfs. What is that?
What we need to remember is that miniature, dwarf, intermediate, and large, which are the 4 classifications of conifers, is a growth rate, not necessarily how big they're going to get. And it's also relative to the species, so that's where you have to be careful, because you could have a 50-foot Leland cypress, 25-foot dwarf. So not necessarily, the term dwarf doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stay small.
Right. It's not, okay, that makes sense to me. And then it is really about just time itself. Nature tends to continue to grow until it just is gone.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right.
That's absolutely correct.
So then tell me about this beautiful kind of silver blue conifer. What is that one?
This is one of my favorites. This is Cupressus macrocarpa Greenstead Magnificent.
Wow.
And it has a prostrate or weeping kind of growth habit, but retains this bright blue color year round.
Wow.
And it also grows very slowly, but it's a beautiful plant. Has a very soft texture and is great in a pot because it doesn't grow too fast.
Right.
This is Chamaecyparis vetusta Just Dandy, which also is a dwarf that grows slowly, 1 to 2 inches a year. Technically, it's a miniature, but it's still not going to, it's going to stay. Over time, it's going to be 2 by 2, so obviously it's not something you want to live in a container forever, but for 2 or 3 years it would be fine.
It would be fine, indeed. And then, of course, this looks like Angelina.
It is Sedum Angelina.
I just said Angelina Jolie. Isn't that hysterical? I meant just Angelina. So, yeah, that's still beautiful, though.
Absolutely, but unlike Angelina Jolie, this one will grow and drape over the pot over time.
And then just the black mondo grass.
And then the black mondo grass, so that you have a combination of textures and colors so that your pot looks great, even though if it's out there in the dark.
Well, one of the things that I've always loved about coming here is that you guys not only have a great plant selection, you also have wonderful containers, but your store is filled with amazing gifts. I mean, such a great selection.
Yes, I mean, my wife does a great job of looking everywhere for unusual things and things you don't see everywhere else. And we have a great event coming up in December 7th and 8th, and here in Aurora, of all the vendors, the wine and chocolate walk.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which every store will have wine samples and chocolate samples for people to taste or purchase if they want to.
Wonderful.
And the whole town does it, so you can walk through town and everybody decorates for Christmas.
And see the beautiful city of Aurora as well.
Absolutely, and everybody decorates for Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a very festive event.
Well, there you have it. So if you're thinking, not only do I want to just go to Prairie Perennials, but I might do this old wine chocolate thing, go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website. Thank you, my friend. Always a pleasure.
Thank you very much.